Good morning. Welcome back, dear students. Last class we have seen, unlike gender and religious discrimination, caste is very special to India. And in most societies, occupations are passed from one generation to other. What it shows? It shows the extreme form of casteism. When occupations are passing from one generation to another, it shows the extreme form of casteism. And what makes it different from other societies is that in this system, traditional or hereditary occupational divisions are sanctioned by rituals. In society, some rituals are sanctioned. You have to do this work, or this is your work. Your father and your family have to do such a type of work. And this type of extreme casteism was rooted in our society, in the beliefs of our country or our society. Okay, let's come back from the topic. Now today we will discuss about what are the different forms in which caste can take in politics. Even caste can also take some role in politics. Let us see that what are these different ways. Various forms of caste in politics. Various forms of caste in politics. Various forms of caste in politics. Now, with a large scale economic development and large scale urbanization, growth of literacy rate and education, occupational mobility, and the position of or the weakening position of the landlords in the village are breaking down. Due to that, the caste hierarchy become or are breaking down. We have seen that. Now let us see that what are the different forms in which a caste can take in politics. The first one is that when political parties choose their candidates, when political parties are choosing candidates, they keep it in mind that the caste composition of that electorate. Suppose during the time of election, this is a particular constituency. Okay, a constituency is there, and population is there. Okay, different type of groups are there, caste groups are there. Different type of caste groups are there. They are living, mixing and living together. Okay. So, during the time of election, when parties choose candidates for the election, they keep it in mind the caste composition of that electorate or the electorate, and nominate different caste so as to muster necessary support to win the election. Now take the example of this constituency. When political parties are choosing candidates, they will consider which caste is dominating in this constituency. Okay, this is X. Okay, this one is Y, and this one is Z. So, which community or caste is dominating in this particular constituency? When the political parties choosing their candidates, they keep it in mind that the caste composition of the electorate, so as to muster necessary support to win the election. Why they wanted to see the composition or caste composition of the electorate? So they wanted to get the support of the people in order to win the election. Okay, so this is the first one. So election is over now. Okay, election is over, and they are taking candidate from the leading group. And from this leading group, we can understand that this candidate won almost all political parties. Okay, we can take BJP or INC, Indian National Congress, or NCP or Shiva Sena, okay, or any other political party. Okay, when during the time of election, almost all these political parties choose a candidate from this candidate only. Okay, or caste Y, because this is the leading caste in this constituency. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Once again I will explain. When the election time or during the election time, political parties choosing candidates to contest election, they keep in mind that which caste is dominating that particular constituency, and nominate candidates from different castes so as to get muster necessary support to win the election. Okay, which is leading community. Okay, this is the first point. Now after that, when governments are formed, government is necessary. When the governments are formed, political parties always thinking. Okay, political parties always thinking. Okay, to get representatives of different caste groups and find a place in it. They are always thinking that okay, this caste group is not dominating here, or this caste group is not added in the ministry. Okay, they are thinking in such a way. Okay, so that when the governments are formed, political parties usually take care that representatives of different castes and find a place in it. That means candidates, even though governments are formed, okay, political parties are demanding for representatives of X community, representatives of Y community, representative of Z. Okay, like so many communities, even in other caste groups also. Okay, so political parties, they try to usually representatives of different caste groups, okay, to find a place in the cabinet. That is the most important work of political parties. Okay, this is the first point. Okay, so after the election, even after forming the election also, political parties try to find places in the cabinet for different communities. So the second point is that political parties in the election make appeal of caste sentiments. You are well aware of all this, okay? You may be knowing, or if you are listening in the election campaign, after the declaration of the election, or different political parties start to campaigning for election, you know that, okay, political parties always make or appeal caste sentiments. So, this X candidate is from our community, this Y is from our community, okay? If he wins the election, it may sometimes benefit for our caste or groups or the people of that particular locality. So making such a appeal of caste sentiments or a caste sentiments and emotional appeals. Okay, this person is belong to our community or group. If he wins the election, there may be some benefit for our society. Like such a type of caste sentiments are also making political parties to in order to muster support. Some political parties are not to be the representatives of some caste groups and are not to and are seen their representatives in favor of some caste. Some political parties are formed on the basis of some caste groups. There are large number of political parties are there in our country. So some of the political parties are only on the basis of their caste groups. Okay. So some political parties are always not to be the representatives of particular caste groups. Okay. So that they are becoming the part of the party. Okay. So political parties always try to form some political parties on the line of religion or caste. Okay, so mobilization of parties or political parties on the line of caste or religion is very explosive. I told you in the last classes. Okay. Now, the next point is what? You might have heard about universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. What is universal adult franchise? Those who completed the age of 18 and above have the right to vote. Universally accepted. Okay. Everywhere in the world, person completed the age of 18 and above, he can or she can cast his or her vote. That is known as universal adult franchise. And the principles of one person, one vote. Okay, what are the principles of universal adult franchise? One person, one vote, one person, one vote, and one vote. The principles of universal adult franchise: one person, one vote, and one value. Compelled almost all political parties to gear up the task of mobilizing and securing political support. It is necessary to get support from different caste groups. Even people from lower caste or hitherto they treated us inferior or low. It brought a new consciousness among the people of caste. These groups hitherto treated us inferior or low caste. But universal adult franchise make all vote, all person their vote. One person, one vote, and one vote. So in order to win the election, it is necessary to get the support of different caste groups. Okay, this is also very important. Universal adult franchise. The principles of one person, one vote, and one value compelled almost all political parties to gear up the task of political support as well as securing their identities. So it brought up a new consciousness among the people of caste. Hitherto, they are treated as inferior or low. So in these all points, some are of negative. Okay, for example, which are the negative? We have seen that in the caste system or caste in politics, we can see that both positive as well as negative aspects. Okay, gender religion is sometimes good. Expression of gender religion is good, that we have seen. When gender religion is expressing in politics, it allows people, especially women, to get political participation in the public affairs. At the same time, religion is not at all good, okay, to express in politics. But here we have seen that both positive and negative aspects are there for this caste and politics. Now you can take these first 2 points, these are of negative aspects, and the last one, that is of positive aspects. What are the negative aspects? When parties choose candidates in the election, they keep it in mind that the caste composition of the electorate, so they nominate candidates from different caste so as to muster necessary support to win the election. Negative, when parties are choosing election and they are thinking that particular line or caste line or religious line, this is one of the negative side of the politics when the caste is using in politics in negative way. And after the formation of the government, when political parties are thinking my community is not represented in the government, or that community is not represented in the government, or proportional representation is not there in the government or the cabinet, if you are thinking such a line, it is also negative as far as politics and caste is concerned. And as I have told you, even political parties, they try to appeal emotional sentiments and caste sentiments during the time of election. He is from our caste, she is from our caste, okay, when he or she is elected, it may definitely benefit for our community to expand our society. Such a type of thinking is also very negative. Okay, so sometimes some political parties are seen the representatives of some political parties because they are in favor of some caste groups. Some political parties are in favor of some caste groups. Similarly, we can see that they are seen as their representatives for getting in my community. My community is totally neglected by this government, or that particular community has treated us in favor of different things and our community is totally neglected. Such type of things are also seen. All these points you can see that these are the negative sides of the caste in influencing in politics. And the last point, universal other franchise, the principles of one person, one vote and one value compelled almost all political parties to gear up the task of mobilizing and securing political support. And it also brought new consciousness among the people of caste groups. Hitherto, they were treated as inferior or low. This point is positive. When universal principles of one person, one vote and one value, okay, and this comes to the politics, the arena of politics, that can be taken as a positive point. And some more points are there that is not to complete today, okay, because it may be difficult to understand all of a sudden. So I feel that it will explain. It is necessary to explain in another class. So one point we explained about positive also, and the remaining positive points we will see tomorrow. Okay, thank you.